Chapter number 25, Getting the Mechanics Right. Headspace is the key, right? It's mind over matter, isn't it? Not this time. Hank Haney, golf coach to the top pros and celebrities, has a reality program on TV called the Haney Project. Hank has coached the best in the game, including Tiger Woods. But in his TV show, he takes a celebrity with a terrible golf game and tries to fix it. He looks for interesting personalities like Charles Barkley and Rush Limbaugh as his projects. It's a smart formula that produces entertaining TV, even if you don't like golf. I like this show because of the similarities to my own work. I'm a DC who built a clinic system with 8 associates and 2,000 patient visits a week. I'm also a coach who's mentored some of the top chiropractors around the world. Like Haney, I've had some very challenging project clients who took every ounce of skill I possessed. But when a project goes well, it's beautiful. A growing list of these clients who started out as projects have transformed before my eyes, increasing their practice by 100 to 300 patient visits a week. Many go on to sustain that growth, and an increasing number become my dream clients, staying for many years and focusing on new challenges and exciting solutions. When I speak of my project clients' breakthroughs, the smart people in the room ask me to name the single most important change that allowed their extraordinary growth. That's a great question. In one of the Haney Project episodes, Rush Limbaugh asked Hank about the mental part of the game of golf. Haney responds, "Get the mechanics right, and the mental takes care of itself." In other words, if you pound the ball 280 yards off the tee and drop it in the middle of the fairway, then hit it tight to the pin from 174 yards out, your mental game will follow. I love that clarity. Here's why this is so important to you and me, and is also the key to how I've helped my project clients get the mechanics of the great practice right, and you'll be successful. Guess what follows? That's right, the mental part of the game, what many call headspace. A pet peeve of mine is that so many practice coaches frustrate their clients by blaming their headspace for lack of success. For example, the client says, "My number of new patients is down, and my practice is crashing." The weak coach replies, "It's your headspace." What does that even mean? If you think a certain way, do new patients float into your office on the vapors created by your headspace? The headspace answer is a catch-all, a BS dodge for a weak coach who doesn't know how to help their client. I understand why a weak coach blames headspace. It puts the ball in the client's court. But the answer is perfectly useless. It can also make the client feel like they have an inferior chiropractic philosophy. Surely the doctor in the busy, successful practice has a good headspace. That's usually true, but it doesn't explain where the healthy stream of new and returning patients came from. In the thousands of practices I've coached, this is the key. Successful doctors have good mechanics. I think Haney's answer is the real truth. Get the mechanics right, and the mental confidence will follow. As I've shared before, I once produced 601 new patients in a 1-month period for my own clinics. Additionally, I opened a new clinic that attracted 161 new patients in the first month. My headspace was great, but it was my mechanics that created the appeal to new patients. I learned several external marketing systems, and I worked them into templates with a series of steps that I could teach others. I hired assistants and trained them to replicate my marketing templates. I quickly found out who was productive and reliable. The super reliable staff became my managers with training and responsibilities to hire their own assistants. We trained on my templates relentlessly, usually on the job. We kept the good ones and quickly said goodbye to the bad. To stay in control of the mechanics, I developed a system where all my marketing managers and assistants reported to me every day on good and bad news. I was never out of touch. My biggest clinic launch was handled by a 24-year-old woman named Jody, who I had trained. She hired and trained the team that produced 161 new patients the first month the practice was open. Another manager oversaw the group of marketing assistants, including my associates, who produced 601 new patients in 1 month. I did so little of the frontline work, it's laughable. The mechanics of a great golf swing haven't changed since Bobby Jones almost 100 years ago. A grandmother with a reasonable athletic ability who masters the mechanics of that swing will beat 95% of today's golfers. When you know that you know what you're supposed to know, you feel good about walking up to the tee and can hardly wait to get into the office on Monday.